In the serene beauty of Corsica, an island nestled in the Mediterranean Sea, a future legend was born. On August 15, 1769, in the town of Ajaccio, Napoleon Bonaparte came into the world. From a young age, Napoleon displayed a curious mind and a spirit of adventure. He would roam the rugged Corsican hills, his imagination ignited by the tales of ancient heroes and warriors. But it was his father, Carlo Bonaparte, who recognized his potential and sent him off to mainland France for a proper education. At the age of 9, young Napoleon arrived at the École Militaire in Paris, embarking on a path that would forever alter the course of his life. With an insatiable thirst for knowledge, Napoleon immersed himself in his studies, particularly excelling in mathematics and history. But it was his passion for military strategy and tactics that truly set him apart. In the disciplined environment of the military academy, he quickly rose through the ranks, proving himself to be a natural leader among his peers. Not just a gifted soldier, Napoleon was also a deep thinker. He would often engage in spirited debates with his fellow students, pondering the ideas of enlightenment and the winds of change sweeping across France. In 1789, news of the French Revolution reached the halls of the École Militaire. The winds of change were now blowing stronger, and the young Napoleon found himself at the threshold of a new era. The revolution had ignited a fire within him, and Napoleon's heart swelled with patriotic fervor. He embraced the revolutionary ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity, believing they held the key to a better future for France. As the revolution unfolded, Napoleon's military career flourished. He rose through the ranks with a determination matched only by his unwavering commitment to the cause of the revolutionaries. Little did anyone know that this young Corsican officer, shaped by the ideals of the revolution, would go on to become one of the most influential figures in world history. In the spring of 1796, a momentous opportunity presented itself to the young and ambitious General Napoleon Bonaparte. The French revolutionary government appointed him to lead the French army of Italy, a position that would thrust him onto the stage of history. From the outset, Napoleon understood that this campaign was more than just a military assignment. It was an opportunity to demonstrate his strategic brilliance and leave an indelible mark on the world. With a combination of audacious maneuvers and innovative tactics, Napoleon led his troops to one victory after another. His uncanny ability to inspire his soldiers and anticipate his enemies' moves set him apart from his contemporaries. In the spring of 1796, Napoleon Bonaparte faced a daunting challenge, leading the French forces against the powerful Austrian army in northern Italy. The Austrians held a strong defensive position on the opposite side of the Adda River in the town of Lodi. Napoleon knew that a frontal assault on the well-fortified bridge across the Adda River would likely lead to heavy casualties. He needed a plan that would overcome this formidable obstacle. As the battle commenced on May 10, 1796, Napoleon rallied his troops, inspiring them with words of courage and determination. The battle raged on. The French forces faced fierce resistance from the Austrian defenders. Their initial attempts to cross the narrow bridge were met with a hail of gunfire. In a moment that would become legendary, Napoleon seized the initiative and led a daring charge across the bridge, directly into the face of enemy fire. Napoleon's act of bravery motivated his soldiers, and they surged forward to support their fearless commander. The French troops fought with determination and ferocity, breaking through the Austrian defenses and gaining control of the bridge. With the Austrians in retreat, the Battle of Lodi ended in a decisive victory for the French forces. Napoleon had achieved a remarkable triumph, securing a strategic advantage in northern Italy. In late 1796, Napoleon faced a formidable Austrian army in the region of Verona, determined to halt the French advance. Napoleon knew that the Austrians had strong defensive positions and were prepared to put up a fierce fight. As the battle began on November 15, 1796, Napoleon once again rallied his troops, instilling in them the determination to overcome their adversaries. The battle was fierce and hard-fought, with both sides showing great determination and valor. In a pivotal moment, Napoleon exhibited extraordinary leadership, leading his soldiers in close combat as they attempted to breach the Austrian lines. Despite their efforts, the French troops faced considerable challenges, including difficult terrain and fierce Austrian resistance. Undeterred, Napoleon rallied his troops once more, and they made a final, determined push to break through the Austrian defenses. In a moment of audacity, the French soldiers used scaling ladders to surmount a barricade, allowing them to gain a foothold and turn the tide of the battle. The determined efforts of Napoleon and his troops paid off as the Austrians began to retreat. The Battle of Arcole resulted in a hard-fought victory for the French forces, solidifying Napoleon's reputation as a military genius and further propelling him to greatness. The Italian campaigns of 1796 marked the beginning of Napoleon Bonaparte's meteoric rise to power. Through bold military tactics and charismatic leadership, he had laid the groundwork for a legacy that would shape the course of history. In 1798, the ambitious General Napoleon Bonaparte set his sights on a daring expedition to Egypt, an audacious move aimed at disrupting British trade routes to India and expanding French influence in the Middle East. With the French Revolutionary Wars ongoing, Napoleon saw the expedition as an opportunity to strike at Britain's global dominance and extend the reach of the French Republic. In May 1798, Napoleon led a formidable fleet carrying over 30,000 soldiers and a team of scholars and scientists to Egypt. The Egyptian campaign proved to be both fascinating and fraught with difficulties. Although the French scored early victories, including the capture of Alexandria, they faced resistance from the British and Ottoman forces. One of the campaign's defining moments came at the Battle of the Pyramids, where Napoleon's tactical brilliance and well-disciplined troops led to a decisive victory over the Mamluk forces. However, the campaign faced challenges, including harsh desert conditions, disease, and supply shortages, which took a toll on the troops' morale and effectiveness. The campaign took a severe blow at the Battle of the Nile in August 1798, where Admiral Horatio Nelson's British fleet decimated the French ships, leaving Napoleon and his forces stranded in Egypt. Realizing the dire situation, Napoleon made the decision to return to France, leaving his troops in Egypt under the command of General Jean-Baptiste Kléber. By 1799, political instability gripped France. The Directory, the governing body established after the Reign of Terror, was mired in corruption and facing internal dissent. Seizing the opportunity, Napoleon returned to France, where he rallied support among the military and staged a successful coup d'état on November 9, 1799. With the fall of the Directory, Napoleon had effectively taken control of the French government, setting the stage for a new era that would be defined by his leadership and ambition.